This is Dr. Dan, the Preacher Man again, and I'll be reading from Galatians chapter 3, starting with, if I can find it, verse 26. For ye are all the children of God by faith in Christ Jesus. For as many of you have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. May the Lord add his richest blessings to the reading of his word. I was compelled to read that this morning as part of my devotion as I was thinking about this past couple Sundays about the makeup of our congregation. And I was out observing from the pulpit. I looked out and I just saw that you cannot really categorize Callaway Baptist Church as a particular group or ethnicity. But the closest thing I could say is that we're an American church. And certainly we had folks of different, not only did we have the typical Caucasian, but we had African American. One Sunday we had 3 people from Hawaii who obviously looked like they were Hawaiian. Mixed people of different blendings. And in fact, I would like to say, if you want to call us anything, we are a Heinz 57 church, as it should be. One of the saddest truths about church in America today is that the most segregated hour during the week is the Sunday hour. It's a worship hour when so many people come together of like-minded groups. You have African American churches, you have Asian churches, you have and I understand that. Let me be clear that sometimes to reach certain people we have to have a pastor or a missionary who is of a different ethnic group, different color, whatever, who can speak the language and understands the culture to reach in there and draw them to Christ. But the gospel is for all people. Jesus said to go into all the nations of the world in his Great Commission. We're not to limit to a select group of people. I cringe every time I hear terms like the white church or the black church, and may it never be. We are called by Christ to reflect God's glory, and God made all colors. He made all ethnic groups. When you read the book of Revelation, it talks about every tongue, every nation under heaven will be gathered together to give worship and glory to him. In the history of Callaway Baptist Church, which makes us unique, we were planted in 1968 by 10 families coming from Lexington Park Baptist Church to reach this part of St. Mary's County, and also to be a mission sending point from here to the rest of the world, according to the Great Commission and Acts 1:8. When I first arrived, it was probably a typical white Caucasian church, with folks mostly from Virginia and North Carolina who came up here because of the Navy. But that changed. And I'm not boasting. If I'm going to boast in Christ, as Paul would say. I'm just going to state the facts. There was one African American lady who had been visiting the church for 9 years. And after about a year or so of talking with her, witnessing to her, I finally asked her, you've been a visitor so long, when are you going to become an actual member? When are you going to trust by faith in Christ? And I was the first pastor to baptize an African American in the history of this church. I also have had on 3 occasions African American preachers come in, evangelists, to preach in this congregation, as well as Mexican. I've had opportunities to baptize people from, Asian, Filipino, Japanese. I've also mixed children, and when I say mixed children, the parent would be of one race, but parents would be of 2 different races. We have had people who are members of the church in my past 22 years who their background was Filipino, Japanese, Korean, various Hispanics. This is a legacy I hope that will continue. I counted, we had about 60-some people in church last Sunday, and about 12 or 13 of were African American. And there's a few other minorities sprinkled in there as well. We also have the rich tradition of being the chapel to the seamanship school that's down in Piney Point, Maryland. They have a bus that comes up and drops off people who want to worship at the Catholic Church, and then they bring others to worship here for the Protestant services. So we serve as a Protestant church or chapel to the seamanship school. And those people come from all over America as well. And they're always welcome here. And this is what the gospel of Christ is all about, is getting the word out to all people, because God created mankind to reflect his image in this physical realm as he is in the spiritual realm. And that's what we are all about. When people ask me what my evangelism strategy is, it's very simple. If you're within 3 foot of me, you're eligible to receive the good news of Jesus Christ. And I hope everybody takes that to heart. Any person, every person on this planet who breathes is eligible to receive the gospel, and is also, God will welcome them with open arms. It doesn't matter what sins you have accomplished in your life. God's grace and Christ's blood will cover them all. Take care, and God bless.